Eske Willerslev, professor of evolutionary biology at the University of Copenhagen and at the University of Cambridge, has been selected as the winner of the Albert Einstein World Award of Science 2024. The prize is granted in recognition of the numerous breakthroughs in evolutionary genetics Professor Willerslev has made during his highly fruitful career. The award recognizes his pioneering contributions in establishing the field of environmental DNA and the sequencing of ancient DNA to track the origins and interactions of human population groups.
So back in the early 2000s, we discovered what is today known as environmental DNA. We discovered, well, if you take half a gram of sediment soil, right, and you extract the DNA from that soil, you not only get the DNA of the microorganisms in the soil, but also the DNA of the animals and plants. So you can do that on present-day surface soil, we showed that, but you can also go back in time and do it for soil that was once part of the surface tens to hundreds, even millions years ago. Then in 2010, we did the first ancient human genome. And at the time, people generally believed it was impossible to get authentic ancient human DNA. They thought it's impossible to distinguish ancient human DNA from modern contaminant DNA. But we showed that was indeed possible and that you can create, you can say, the genome of an extinct person, of an ancient person, in this case 4,000 years old. And we and others have used this approach to revisit our human history and found out that opposite the general beliefs, humans have been moving across the globe, as far back in time as we can track it, meeting each other, mixing with each other, spreading out again, replacing each other. So a very, you can say, dynamic human history. And that the genetic diversity that we know of today is for most parts very recent, only a few thousand years old. By accident almost, we discovered that when you retrieve the human DNA from the teeth, from the human skeletons, from the teeth, you're not only getting the DNA of the human, but also the pathogens, bacteria and viruses that human was carrying at the time of death. Even though there's no evidence of the person being sick through, you can say, the skeleton of teeth remains, right? And we discovered that there existed epidemics thousands of years earlier than what people previously thought.
Professor Eske Willerslev's wide-ranging research has deepened understanding of our species' origins and expansion around the globe and impacted diverse disciplines from archaeology and climate science to ecology and medicine. He generously shares his research findings with the wider public across multiple platforms, skillfully communicating complex scientific concepts in a highly accessible and lively manner. Beyond his research and outreach efforts, Professor Willerslev is a charismatic, energetic, and inspirational leader who encourages young researchers to pursue their scientific endeavors with integrity and a focus on practical societal impact, fostering a positive environment within and outside the scientific community.